Oh man, what kind of asshole puts a countdown at the beginning of a live stream? Oh! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Trailer Park Live right here on the 2nd Street Marvel, where we're coming at you live every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And believe me, I would have been, a little bit earlier, and believe me, dude, anyway, it's Friday. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. We got my favorite Porter, Mike Porter, in the building. Says Jason is streaming too. It's like nobody streams or everyone streams. I know, it's weird. And you know what? It's been that kind of day for me too. Like a lot of the people that I watch, it's been that exact same thing where people are like I think all day long, every time that somebody that I watch has been streaming, there's like at least two other people streaming at the same time. And it's like, dude, really? Like, all right. But you guys know to find me here every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or shortly thereafter. So, hey, you guys know to be here. Jason knows to be here. Jason knows to be here. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here tonight. I hope you're all having a very good evening. I hope you had a great week. We are going to get started off, as always, talking about some comic books. But we're going to start a little bit different because tonight we're talking about this right here. That's right here. What we got a little bit is I got this little stack of trade paperbacks right here. Check those out, right? Yeah. Look at that. Look at all them babies. Yeah. Got I've been picking these up because you know what? Some of them, like, they're only $9.99. Like A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. It's done by Behemoth Comics. Is based on the 2015 movie of the same name by Anna Lily Armapour. And it's about this vampire girl, but it's kind of like, it's crazy. Like, if you ever see the movie is friggin' excellent. I love A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. The movie is like, when I first saw it, like I fell in love with it. And then the comic book came out, And so just got this trade. Open it up. It's kind of nice thick cover there. And open it up. It's kind of look. It's even got like the like a book as it's got the little flappy pages things, whatever you call them there for when you're reading and stuff. And here's the thing: is it's all like oh, I can't show that page to you probably. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this one's probably a little bit better. That one's probably a little bit better. But look, see where it's black, where it's all white with black or black with white printing on it. Very cool stuff. And it's only $9.99. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, only $9.99. So it's not too bad. Now, this is only a collection of 2 issues. This book was only 2 issues. So one could easily argue that if you got both of these issues when they came out, they were only $3.99 each. I got the first one. I only got the second. I only got the second printing of number 1 because the first one sold out. And I thought I had it on my comic book pool list, but I didn't. But anyway, either way, I got it. But then yeah, this right here was $9.99, and it is a little bit fancier than the ones the single issues. But I went ahead and picked this up. Only $9.99. Pretty good deal. Now, I have been picking up some of these trades, like I said. This is one that I picked up, I don't know, maybe about a month ago. I think it was in January when this came out. It might have been the very beginning of February. A very good one on IDW Comics called Mountainhead. And here's the thing, is like, man, I've really enjoyed the trades, man. You get the trades. I mean, here's the thing, though, is like, it sucks because I'm a reader and I like reading the month-to-month issues as well. But these trades are so freaking nice. And plus, but when you got a trade, I ain't got to sit there and pull out my single issues anymore and bend them all up and get them all fingerprinty while I'm sitting there with, avocado and bacon fingers, I can do that with my trade, but these trades are so beautiful. I'm like, I want to open these up and get them all bent up and everything for me. Like, maybe I need to order 2 copies. Like, one to read and one to just put away and make it look nice, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. But also, here's the thing with these ones right here. This stack right here is the ones I wanted to show you right here. Is I think I've got one more, and then I'm caught up on all of these. Now, all of these books I have in, well, I guess 2 of them I don't. Most of these I have all the single issues in when they came out. These are from AWA Upshot right here. This is all the ones, and I actually kind of put them in order of my favorites as well, kind of. Here, like right here, we got Hotel, written by John Lees with art by Dalibor Talajik, colored by Lee Lowridge, and you can see it's right there. It's pretty nice. Got the, nice cover on there. $9.99. Not too bad. The next one, Red Border. I just actually reread this one just here recently because Jason Starr just came out a couple weeks ago with Casual Fling, another good book on AWA Upshot. And this book right here, man, Red Border, it's a good one. I'm gonna be reviewing this one here very soon. And then I just picked this one up as well. This one is Archangel 8. This one was from Michael Morisi. This one was very good too. It's kind of like Punisher, but kind of like Fallen Angels. Like, you know what? Imagine like Dogma, right? Remember the movie Dogma, but with like the Punisher and shit, like that. It's like that, dude. Really, really good book there. And Michael Morisi, I like his writing anyway. He's just a good writer. Then the next one. This one just came out last week. This was Old Haunts, written by Rob Williams and Ollie Masters. This one I thought was a pretty good one too. It's kind of like Goodfellas meets like almost like The Crow or something, or The Raven. Yeah, the thing where the Raven and it comes and the Nevermore and he's like that. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of like that. Really good stuff in Old Haunts as well. And that one came out was it last week? And then this one right here just came out this week. This one's Devil's Highway by Benjamin Percy. This one was really cool too because it's kind of like telling the story about the underground and the trucking industry where there's like human trafficking and stuff like that going on in here. Very, very, very cool book on this one as well. So I thought that was good as well. And then this one right here, I just picked up the Resistance Volume 1. The Resistance Volume 1 as well. Thought was again another good book. I've got one more. I got to get Year Zero, and then I have all of the. I'm caught up on all the trades that they actually have out. And one of the things I was actually thinking about doing is maybe if we can get to like maybe we get to 30 channel subscribers. If we can get to 30 channel members, maybe we'll start doing one of these, giving one of these away a month as well. Like one of these AWA Upshot books, or one of the trades, or something, if we can find some good $10 ones. Something I was thinking about doing as well. Just to, just for stuff, just to share some of this stuff with some of you guys, because I'm telling you, a lot of these AWA Upshot books I absolutely love, man. They're great. They are great books, and I'd like to see more people reading them. I'd like to see more people reading them. But yeah, that's all. I guess that's really all I've got for my comic books this week. I hope you're all having a very good evening. Okay, so let's see who. Oh man, look at that. There must be other people streaming right now. We got 2 people up in this piece of shit. Oh man, did I not clickbait hard enough? Is that what it is? I got to clickbait harder? Oh, that's all right. That's all right. It's been a long day anyway. It's been busy. Oh, did I do that the wrong way? There we go. There we go. Ah. Yeah, they're not bad. At $9.99 each, man, I really can't complain. I really cannot complain. But yeah, that's all I got for my comic books this week, guys. I mean, I got plenty of books that I got read, and I think I still got a couple of issues from this week that I got to read. Like, I saved that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. I wanted to read it last when I had some time to really sit down and enjoy it. Last night there was some electrical work going on here in the neighborhood. So I think it was last night around 8. It was probably like right around 8 p.m. Last night. All the power went out. And so it was like last night's been crazy. I shared it out too, Mike. I shared it out too. Probably just, I mean, dude, it's a Friday night. People are doing shit. And you know what? You know what it is? Maybe I need to bring the spice back on the show, right? On Friday nights. But you know what? And that's kind of the thing. You know what? I don't really, there's really no spice to bring, because a lot of these people out there, the old days of the Trailer Park Live, and believe me, I still got a lot of shit on my mind when it comes to that. But, the thing is, when it comes right down to it, I really don't give a shit about most of it. If I'm going to talk about it, most of it would just be to actually make a comment on a lot of the silly shit that I see out there, which is kind of, I guess what we're talking about here today, right? Isn't that what we're talking about? I mean, you see everything going on out there these days. You know how it gets on the social medias. See people out there fighting over this and that, people getting fired from their jobs, companies being canceled, everything out there. We know the cancel culture, right? Makes me sick. Well, that's the thing. Thinking about that kind of stuff. You see this stuff everywhere, and everybody has their people that they like. Everybody has their people that they support, right? For one reason or another. It doesn't matter what reason you like and support somebody. As long as you like them and support them, hey, it's all good, right? That's kind of the point. But now these days it seems like sometimes it's almost to the point where every time you see somebody out there being supportive of somebody else, everybody, I don't know, people act all weird about it. You know what I mean? You see people like for instance, we're talking about here with the companies and the cancel culture and stuff. Every time every time you see like the Gina Carano thing, she's got plenty of people out there that support her and everything. Obviously, there's people that don't. There's haters out there and all this stuff. But every time any of this kinds of stuff happens, there's always people like, when there's people out there supporting somebody, supporting certain things, there's always other people, there's always opposition. And you see people out there, like, people that are out there like, oh, I support Gina Carano and all that stuff. We love Carrow Brown and all that stuff. And you see all these people out there, all the haters, they're like, oh, look at all these simps. They're all out there simping for Gina Carano. And honestly, you go and you watch a lot of these videos here on the YouTube, and you see a lot of that stuff going on anyway, people out there talking about a lot of these issues. And you know what? That's fine. That's cool. If that's what you want to talk about, hey, talk about it, right? I mean, everybody's talking about it in one way or another. Hell, that's what I'm talking about here right now, right? But here's the thing: is like all these people always look at this stuff and these kinds of things, these issues, when people are like going out there and supporting people and saying, he's simping, like, you know, like drunk 3PO. People are like, oh, he's a simp, he's just simping. I'm like, I mean, maybe he is, but maybe he just made a connection, made a friend with somebody that he likes and he supports. Same thing, you could say the same thing with like Ryan Cannell and some of them guys over there. A lot of them guys over there who stand with Gina Carano and everything. You see all the haters out there like, oh, these guys are a bunch of simps and all this kind of stuff. It's like, nah, I don't really think it's that. I mean, obviously a lot of people think she's cute and everything. They like her. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Gina Carano. She's an attractive woman. But everybody's like, oh, it's simps. It's like, I don't think so. I mean, I think a lot of people out there really do genuinely support her. And I don't think it's just because political views or stupid tweets or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. Because a lot of people actually do like to support others. Because when it comes right down to it, that's what you want to do, is support, you know, people who you like. People who support you. You know, you see people, you meet people and stuff like that, and you have interactions, and it's positive interactions with people. Why would you not want to support somebody who's done that with you? If there's a celebrity, be it an actor, a musician, or anything like that, and you've had those positive interactions, why would you not want to support them? Why is it always got to be simping? Is it just because you don't like the person that they're supporting? You know, because one could easily say, and hey, I'll go ahead and admit it too, that I simp for the Soska sisters, right? Because anybody here knows, anybody who's here who knows a thing or two about a thing or two knows that, like, my favorite comic book, and probably actually the greatest Marvel comic book of all time that will ever be put out, and I can guarantee fucking to you that, is Black Widow, No Restraints Play. Right? Written by Jen and Sylvia Soska. And yeah, you know what? I got a chance to meet them, and they're fucking cool. They sent me out a copy of one of the books they co-wrote as well. A book that is pretty highly valued. They sent that to me for free. I'm just a fan. I'm just somebody who met them at their film festival when it debuted, and got some signatures and stuff on some comic books. I see their tweets and shit. I meet them. They're great fucking people. You see what they do, how many people they support, the things that they go out there and do, the people they support, and everything they do for just anybody, right? They're fucking great people. So you can bet your ass when it comes down to it, I'm gonna fucking support them. Because I know they're good people. Not too long ago, hell, it was back in 2019. It would have been while they were out promoting for the movie, when I went down to was it Screamfest down in LA, when Rabid premiered there in November. Was it? I think it was October of 2019 when I went down there and met him. Before that, leading up to that, they were out promoting the movie, right? And they were sharing stuff on like Twitter, and they were sharing just images from the movie. You've been on Twitter, right? Right? You know how it is? They were out there just sharing images from their movie, you know, trailers and shit like that. And they got fucking banned off of Twitter. Like, not like they're like shut down for a couple days. They couldn't post, like fucking gone. Like their account was just gone. Like altogether, right? And so they're like, hey, what the fuck? We're trying to promote our movie. They banned them because of the ads and shit for the movie. Now, like I said, you've been on Twitter. You see the shit that's on Twitter, right? Like, look, you see some fucked up shit on Twitter. And here's the thing: is I could easily say there's porn on Twitter. There's literally porn on Twitter. I mean, there is, right? Like, yeah. Don't let your kids on Twitter. There's literally that on there, right? But there's other worse shit than that. There's other worse shit than that on Twitter, right? And they got banned for sharing fucking, like, so, you know, they weren't able to promote the movie and shit. So what they do? They had some shirts made up. It said "Free the Soska Sisters," and it, you know, just had a picture of them, and they were in like, you know, like behind jealous like bars, like behind bars. And you know what? I bought the shirt. Got the shirt in the room. I can go show it to you right now if you want to. But here's the thing: is support them, right? Because they're fucking cool people. Yeah, sure, I met them. They're sweet, they're beautiful, they're talented, they're badass. The things they do for the community anyway, like a lot of the things that they do, like I'm telling you, they're awesome people. So, you know, like I said, something happens, somebody gonna say I simp for them. Well, if you're gonna chalk it up to that, sure, yeah. If that's what you want to call it, if you want to call my support that, if you want to call somebody else's support that, sure, go ahead. Call them simps. But what's that make you? What's that make you? Right? Just because you don't like somebody for whatever reason. And let's face it, a lot of the people that don't like a lot of these people who in that particular situation we were talking about with the Gina Carano thing, like there's really a main reason why most of those people don't like most of the people who support Gina Carano. We know what it is. We know what it do we really need to say? Right? It's politics. It's all politics. You know it is. Don't act like it's not. Don't act like it's not. You know? Like, and that's the thing, like, oh, people, yeah, it is. It's what it is for the most part. It's not a blanket statement, but that's pretty much what it is. There's some anomalies out there, right? There's some anomalies, sure. You know, because I guess you got to give that disclaimer because everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, you know what? I'm so and so, and I don't feel that way. Yeah, I know. I get it. Man, but that's the thing though. Is everybody like, but that, you know, like, but then they go out and they do it for somebody too, right? They do the same thing. But then you call them something like, oh, no, they're just support, right? And it's just so funny. But the thing is it always goes back and forth. It always goes back and forth. And that's the thing is everybody's sitting there fucking passing the ball back and forth. It's like, do you guys even realize right? Oh man. And that's kind of why. Like we were talking about earlier. I don't really have any reason to lighten any of these motherfuckers up anymore. Most of these people ain't worth my fucking time. I got better things to worry about than these assholes and you know what they're caring about and all the shit, all the fucking bullshit fighting or whatever people want to do on fucking Twitter, dude. Like I want to, like, you know what? And that's the thing is like I like shit that I like. Shit that I don't like, hey, we'll dig into it. I like shit. I'm not gonna say you have to like the shit. You make up your own fucking mind. I'm not here to tell you that. And if you don't like it, you don't have to be here, you know? And that's the thing. Is that's what most people do. If they don't like you or your shit, they leave. Right? And that's something else, right? Like echo chambers. Right? While we're here on the subject of all this, like, don't we all essentially like everybody always talks about, oh, you don't want to create an echo chamber. Echo chambers. Look. Here's the thing: is like we all ultimately create echo chambers, no matter what, by default, right? By default, we all create our own echo chambers. Okay, I don't care who you are, and people will sit there and deny that shit. People are like, I don't want to create no echo chamber. I want motherfuckers to like, you know, like different opinions and shit. Which that's the thing is we all do. Well, not okay. I guess that's a lie. We don't all. A lot of us do. And don't want to create echo chambers and stuff like that. But the thing is, we naturally kind of create one anyway because the people who want to come around and listen to you, whether they agree with you or not, are going to stay and hang around whether they agree with you or not. There are some people out there, you know, like, and that's what I said. Like, you're gonna keep the ones who want to hear what you have to say there, you know, and it's by no fault of your own. By no means do you try to create this, but people like the echo chamber creates itself because the people who don't want to listen are gonna fucking leave, right? They're gonna leave. Occasionally you'll get one of these fucking weirdos that's gonna get here in the comments and start commenting all kinds of stupid shit and being all pissy because they don't like you or something you said one time, a video you made one time, right? And that's really what it is. But ultimately that's the thing, is like we all essentially kind of create our own echo chambers anyway, for that reason. For that reason, because people who don't want to hear what you have to say are gonna leave. And you know what? That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because if they're just want to be there and like fight and be fucking weirdos, like that's a waste of time. Like if you have something, an actual real argument, stay, and hang around, and you don't have to be, And I see it in all kinds of chats, like almost every single chat. In almost every single chat I've ever been in, you see that shit where people are being just being assholes. Being assholes about this stuff. They're being trolls in the comments and stuff, and people, just people take it however they want. But like, some of those are just being assholes. But you get some of them in there who are actually, kind of they'll be argumentative, but like they hang around. You see them around all the time. They're like, oh yeah, and that's okay. But essentially, you still kind of create that echo chamber on your own. But like I said, it's not intentional. It's because people will stay or they will leave based on you and what you're saying, and whether they like what you're saying, whether they like you or not, right? Because that's the thing. Like I watched channels and shit where like I don't really like this person much, but hey, I like to hear what they have to say sometimes, right? I'm sure we've all been there. Hell, there's probably people here listening right. Well, maybe not right now. Maybe not right now. But there's people like that all the time. They're like they'll go and hang out in chats and shit. And like I said, I hang out in a lot of streams listening to a lot of people. I hear shit constantly. Like and that's the thing. Like I'm like I do mod work. Over like on Young Rip of 5'9's channel. Over on the Den of Nerds Live. I'm a mod, go there and just regulate in the chats a little bit. And I'm pretty liberal with a lot of shit, but one thing I don't like is the spam shit. But most of the time, like if people are in there just being dickheads, like, hey, you can be a dickhead. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to go out there and poke people if you want to or whatnot. But like, hey, you gotta take it easy sometimes. You gotta take it easy. You might have to wrench you. But the thing is pretty much like people who don't want to hang around are gonna leave. Are gonna leave, and that's okay. But sometimes, and that's the other thing, is it kind of comes down to is like gatekeeping. I mean, is there really anything wrong with that? It's funny because I've talked about this before, but I even seen Young Ripper the other day on one of his in one of his videos that he did. He was even talking about like gatekeeping. Shit, we should have been doing it the whole time. And I remember talking about that a while back and saying like gatekeeping isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? I mean, like I think altogether you want to do that to some extent in any kind of community that you're in, and that doesn't mean, I mean, a lot of people look at it as a bad thing, but like if you have people like hanging around in your community that you don't want around, why wouldn't you? Why would you want to like? For example, like in the chats, like if there was somebody here in the chat here being an asshole, why would we want to keep that person around? If they're just sitting in there pissing everybody off, calling everybody, just starting fights in the chats and spamming a bunch of bullshit. Why do I want you here? Like, yeah, sure, I'll fucking rent your ass. You don't need to be here. But if you come in here and you actually you're making arguments, and even if you're just being argumentative, but like if you're not being an insane shithead, yeah, fucking come hang out. But naturally, we all kind of create our own echo chambers through all this stuff, though, right? Like I said, we all do it. It's kind of a natural thing because, like I said, all them other people who don't want to listen are gonna fuck off. But getting back to the gatekeeping thing, it's not necessarily a bad thing because it's in that same sense too. Somebody don't want to be here, you don't want to run. Hey, just get out. We don't want to have nothing to do with you. I think a lot of people look at it in a bad way too, because the thing is like you see a lot of that. You hear a lot of people talk about this, especially in like the comic book industry here over these past handful of years with a lot of this stuff. I even seen some tweets like the other day going around because. Somebody shared this tweet out. God, I can't remember what was it, a letterer, a writer, or somebody, I can't remember, went out there and said, hey, about that Superman, because what's going on is Batman and Superman, Batman 89 and Superman 19, what was that one? Was it 70? It was a 79? No, not 79. 81. Is it 81? No. Is it 82? I can't remember. The fucking Superman movie. You know what I'm talking about. The Christopher. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. 76? Shit, it might have been it. I think it was before I was born, wasn't it? Ah, hell, I can't remember. But they're going out and they're making comic books of that. And somebody tweeted out oh, this is what got me into comic books, right? This is what got me into comic books. Like, I'd love to like letter this book or something. And then of course somebody comes on there and goes, "Oh, comic books got me into comic books." And of course, what happens is everybody has to fire back, like, "Oh, the gatekeepers are here. Oh, you know what? Share this and be positive, and fuck this guy." Right? And that's what it comes down to. It's like, people always want to do this shit where they do this whole thing where they want to be positive, and then they say, "Fuck this guy," right? Right? You don't have to fake being positive just to say fuck this. You know what? It's perfectly okay for you to be a fucking prick and just say fuck this guy without having to be positive about it. You can just look at that guy that said that comment and said, you can just share, you can just quote tweet him and say fuck this guy. It's that simple. It's that simple. You don't have to be like, "Oh, let's spread positivity and look at this gatekeeper." You know, like, and that's the thing, is what it is. Everybody wants to fucking pussyfoot around everything these days, right? Nobody can just say what they feel. And here's the other thing, though, too, is when you say those things and you say what you want to say and you just put it out there, people are all of a sudden fucking sensitive, right? All of a sudden, they've got some delicate fucking sensibilities because you actually said something. All of a sudden, like, "Oh, I can't believe you said that. Oh, ah, man." And that's the thing, is kind of where we're at there with that. Like, there's no reason. They're like, and like I said, all these weirdos with all that comic book bullshit. And that's the thing, is like, you see a lot of this stuff going on comics Twitter. If you get on the people, but and there's the big thing, like with the Comics Gate and all that shit. This shit's divided, right? And a lot of the people. Here's the thing. It's like, people in the mainstream comic book industry want to have nothing to do with people in Comics Gate and shit like that. The creators and all that shit. And here's the thing, is you can't do anything about the fucking readers, right? The people who support the projects, whether it's regular mainstream comic books or crowdfunding, you can't do nothing about it. You can't do nothing about it because people have their money, and you know what? There isn't a person alive, like, there isn't, like, most of these people aren't going to say, like, people that are doing their own crowdfunding projects, whether they're also in the mainstream comic book industry or not, like, most of these people can't keep you from buying their shit, right? Most of them ain't gonna say no to your fucking money. No matter how much they say, "Oh, don't buy my comic books. Oh, fuck that guy over there, this guy over there," right? But the thing is, you see that divide there. And the people in the mainstream comic book industry, are talking about, like, "Oh, we need to keep these people out." And, like, I get it. They're gatekeeping. People have complained about that. But the thing is what's wrong with that? They don't like you. You don't like them. Is the issue because you can't write these certain characters for this certain publisher? Fuck that publisher. Fuck those characters, right? It's that simple. But the thing is that's where it's already at anyway. So there's really no need for any of these people to be gatekeeping in that sense, in this instance that I'm using here, because the mainstream comic people don't want to have shit to do with the comic skaters, and the comic skaters, I guess I shouldn't put that in quotes, or maybe I could, depending on which comics. Anyway, they don't want to have nothing to do with the mainstream comic books. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of them don't want to have anything to do with that bullshit. You think a lot of those people who are, like, the creators who are doing those books give a fuck? You don't need to gatekeep them sons of bitches. They're like, fuck that. I don't want to work for Marvel or DC or Image. Because they're kind of doing their own thing, paving their own way, right? Maybe one of these days they'll all chip together and make their own little publishing company. But that's the thing, is like, you can do what you want. And that's why there's no problem with the gatekeeping, really. Like I said, you almost don't even have to. Because it comes down to the same thing like the echo chambers. At some point, you don't have to do the gatekeeping because the echo chamber that you created, that creates itself, it all kind of helps out. The only thing you got to do is do the one thing that, you know, like a lot of people can't seem to deal with. It's just be who you are and be honest with everybody. And like, if you don't like a motherfucker, you don't like a motherfucker. If you're this or you that, you know, whatever. Right? That's what it is. You can support whatever you want to support. You can not support whatever you don't want to support. Right? Because the chances are, like I said, you can support whatever you want because nobody's going to say no to your fucking money. Right? Nobody's going to say no to your money. You go to hand somebody some money, they ain't going to say no. You think they give a shit where it came from? But that's the thing is, at some point, it almost becomes the problem almost takes care of itself. You don't even have to worry about it. You don't even have to worry about it anymore. Okay, sorry guys. Maybe I was going off there. Let's see. I'm going on Boulder Doobie's Twitch on Sunday. Yeah, at 8:30. Yeah, is that 8:30 in the evening? I'm guessing, right? 8:30 in the evening. Talk about the impact of the MCU and streaming. Yeah, business and content speculation. Nice. I'll be bringing up you and the others in the discussion. Nice, awesome, Mike. Hell yeah. Yeah, people are weird now. Absolutely. Rogue Soul, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, people like to be butthurt for sure. For sure. What'd I miss? Oh, nothing much. Nothing much. Just flapping my gums, man. Flapping my gums. Mike says, why can't people make mistakes and be forgiven? Why can't they do their time? And if they change, then why can't we cancel their cancel? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing. That's the thing is like even with like the whole Gina Carano thing, like you see how fucking like, and that's such a weird fucking issue too. And it's so weird because like, you know what's funny? Speaking of the whole Gina Carano thing, and I talked about it like that morning after we found out about it. Everybody was making their videos and everything, and I talked about it on the stream that day. And the one thing that I said was like, look, you can like a person, you can not like it, you can like these tweets, not like these tweets, whatever. The company had the right to let her go. They well within their rights, all this stuff. People talk about freedom of speech. Well, yeah, you're a fucking idiot if you think something like that in the first place. It has fucking nothing to do with freedom of speech, okay? Like what her being laid off from Disney or Lucasfilm, fucking nothing to do with freedom of speech. Nothing to do with it. But of course everybody's like, oh, freedom. Get the fuck out of here, alright? But the point is, she's free to have her opinion. She's free to share it. And the thing is here's the other thing: is you're free to make up your decision on what you think it is, because you know what? Everybody translates shit to how they perceive it. You know what I mean? I could say one thing right now to you, right here, in plain fucking English, but you know what? Your brain hears something else. Right? Your brain is gonna hear something else. It's great too. It reminds me of this song. It reminds me of this song from Faith No More. Called oh man, which one is it? Everything's Ruined. And at the very end of the song, he's singing. It's great too. It's great too through the course of the song. But at the end of the song, he's like, the lyrics. I'm not gonna try to sing it, but he says. The lyrics are, if I speak at one constant volume, at one constant pitch, at one constant rhythm, right into your ear, you still won't hear. You still won't hear. You still won't hear. Anyway, maybe I would start. Nah, I'm just kidding. But that's the thing, and that's just it. You can do it. One constant pace, at one constant volume, at one constant pitch, at one constant rhythm. You can do it. You can do it. You know what I mean? It's like teaching somebody to, from crawling to walking to riding a bike, right? You can do that, but people are still like I said, you say one thing, people hear another, right? You say one thing, people hear another. Perception is reality, though, too, right? Perfect example is, I remember this is the example our manager, and you've probably seen other examples. You probably had this shit happen too. But it's one of those ridiculous exercises where, they say, write down for me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay. So, they give everybody a few minutes, to write down how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then they take your instructions and they try to make that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They have their loaf of bread, they've got their jar of peanut butter, they've got their jar of jelly, they've got, they got all the stuff there to do it, right? And they follow your directions. They follow your directions. And so what's the directions say? Get bread. Grab the loaf of bread. Put peanut butter on bread. Grab the jar of peanut butter. Slap it on top of the bread. Put on jelly. Grab the jar of jelly. Put it on, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got the loaf of bread smashed by the damn jelly and the peanut butter. You got the next, and all the thing. The whole point is they're going by your directions, right? Because it's a perfect example is, tell me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like, the thing is get the loaf of bread. Open the loaf of bread. Undo the twisty tie. Pull out 2 slices of bread. Maybe close, put twisty tie back on loaf of bread. Put it back in the cabinet. Grab and open your jar of peanut butter. Grab a butter knife. Get you about so much and spread it evenly across the bread. Right? Close jar. Grab jar of jelly. Or however, maybe you get that squeeze bullshit. Put it on bread. Spread evenly. Walk them through it like they don't know anything, like they're stupid. Because that's how you would essentially want to leave somebody instructions. You would want to show them that and be that ridiculous. Because, you might think that's ridiculous, but it's really not, right? Explaining the whole thing, walking them through the whole thing. You might think it sounds ridiculous, but this is exactly the problem at a lot of jobs. And that was kind of the example they were using too. You tell somebody, it's your job, like, hey, go do this. Like, okay. How do I do that? But that's the thing, right? That's the thing though too, right? Is what's said and what's heard. Write me instruction or give me directions on how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You just say, oh, okay, well, I'm assuming you're not a complete idiot, so you get the bread, you get the peanut butter, you put the peanut butter on it, you know what I mean? You do that thing, right? You do the thing that most people would do. You do the thing that most people would do. Because you assume that the person you're talking to isn't a fucking idiot. But you have to assume that the person that you're talking to is a fucking idiot, right? And even after you have done that, treated the person like an idiot and spelled it all out, they still hear something different. They still hear something different. And that's the tricky thing with people. What they perceive, what's actually said, heard, perceived. It's really weird, man. It's really weird. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, sorry, getting back to that. Yeah, and that's the thing is like most of the time people learn and grow, and most of the time you see that forgiveness, and that's where you see kind of where that is. Like one door closed for her, another door opened. Right? Is it something better? Yeah, maybe so. Is it? Maybe not. It might not be. Who knows? Only time will tell. But here's the thing is, most people in those situations, most people, especially somebody like that who is, like a Gina Carano who's used to being in the ring and actually being a fighter, going out and doing the training, when stuff like that happens, hey, and it sounds so stupid and, it sounds so stupid, like, you get knocked down, you just get back up. Well, that's what you do. Like, it sounds so fucking stupid and corny, but that's what you do. You get fired from it. Like, I've been fired from a job. You know what? I've been fired from a job, and you know what? I left after getting fired, and I'm like, good, fuck that job. I wanted to quit anyway. Right? We've been there before. And then you know what? You go out and you get a better fucking job. Well, maybe. But that's the thing. But there's some people who maybe they don't have the experience. Maybe they lack that experience. Maybe that's not who they are. There are people who go through these kinds of things who fucking crushes that's their world. You know? It's true. It's true. But that's the thing, is that absolutely people can grow, people can learn and grow beyond their mistakes. I mean, that's the whole point. You know, that's the whole point. Yes, I've been on Twitter. It sounds ridiculous. Yeah, and like I said, I don't really get on there and mess with that sometimes. Like sometimes I share some shit because I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like I got some shit I could show you, man, that happened the other day. I got some shit I could show you that happened the other day. Why is there so much double standards? Yeah, I don't know, man, because people are weirdos. Yeah, I sent for Trin. Live boy, beautiful people. What's up, Obi-Wan the homie? Yeah, I am an echo chamber. Oh, man. Oh, you were talking about a power outage. I heard Disney Plus crashed last night when WandaVision came out. Didn't affect me. Oh, man. Yeah. That sucked. Yeah, well, I mean, I was sleeping last night anyway, but our power was out from, like I said, I think it went out here at 8 p.m., or around 8 p.m., and it was out till, like, my wife said she got home at 4, and it was still dark. She said the electricity was still off. I was like, oh, really? Like, because from what I remember, in, like, whatever form of consciousness I was in, or unconsciousness, when she came home, I thought, like, the electricity was already back on and shit, but it wasn't. So, but yeah, it was just, they had planned maintenance here. It was planned maintenance. They sent us a letter and shit in the mail. Yeah. RC Scott, what's up, my man? He says, she killed Sparky too, biatch. No, man, that's okay. I'm okay with that. You know why? Because Catherine Hahn. I'm telling you. I think, man, I don't know. I was sitting there trying to think, like, when did she look her best in all of the series? I think it's got to be in that first episode. Anyway, yeah. Catherine Hahn. Yeah. Anyway, what's up, Yova Rodz? What is up, my man? How are you doing? What will WandaVision episode 8 will be? I don't know, man. Some people are saying Reed Richards or Magneto or something bigger will appear. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Reed Richards. It could be Reed Richards, but like I'm kind of thinking it's Magneto or Xavier. It might be both. But I just have a feeling that I almost feel like it's got to be like an Xavier kind of thing. Like maybe he just comes in, maybe that's just where they are at the end of the show or something. I just feel that way because like everything that's going on with Wanda right now, like I was saying, I was on this morning stream and I was being sarcastic as shit about it. It's like like seriously though, who's gonna stop Wanda at this point? Spectrum or Photon or whatever, whichever she's gonna go by. Is Monica Rambeau's gonna stop her? She just got her powers, all right. Like she ain't fucking stopping her. Is Iron Man gonna stop? Oh, is Thor gonna stop her? Will Cappy Wappy gonna come stop her? Falcon? Is Jimmy Woo gonna chopsucky her like he did that little guy? The security guys. Sword gonna do something? Is Vision gonna stop her? There's like, it just seems like they're in a world of shit right now, and I don't think there's anybody right now in the MCU who's gonna come in and stop her. Captain Marvel gonna come stop her? Carol Danvers? I don't think so. I think what it's going to be, and I don't think there might be a lot of shit leading up to it, and I think we're probably going to get some other people introduced here still, But I think what will happen is, just like in the comic books, is it's going to be, again, like I said, that's why I say it could be Magneto. It could be both of them. Maybe it's Magneto and Xavier both together at the same time. Show up, knocking on her door, just like they did in the comic books. But in the comic books, it happened twice. Well, actually, kind of 3 times. I was talking about that in the comic books. One time in the first Vision and Scarlet Witch series, it was her her father, Frank, isn't that his name? Who was the wizard, and he showed up. Right, he was a mystery guest when he knocked on the door, and they're like, oh, you know, they're like, oh my god. Well, the same thing happened in the next series with Quicksilver. It happened with Quicksilver. But then Magneto came over too, and like he came over, they knocked, and like, who's at the door knocking? You know, just like happened in the episode with when Pietro came. Weird, right? And you know, it was like, oh my god. She opened the door. It was like, oh my god. And that's the thing, is that and that's kind of where I feel like they're at. I'm not sure who else. Like I feel like they're in a world of shit, and there's nobody else that's gonna get them out of it. But maybe Xavier and Magneto. But I think about like Magneto. I'm like, what the fuck's Magneto gonna do? Use magnet powers on her? Like, hey, there's iron in your blood. I'm gonna beat you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, because he's Omega level too. So he probably fuck some shit up. That's the thing. Is I don't think he, like, even if he did show up, he's not there to kick some ass. He's not there to kick his daughter's ass. Xavier's not there to kick her ass. They're there to be like, whoa, hey, Sword, dudes, you guys are fucking up here. What are you guys doing? Building these weapons? Tyler Hayward, you son of a bitch. Grim Reaper, son of a bitch, building these weapons and shit. They're gonna step in and they're gonna stop Sword, or Grim Reaper. I mean, Tyler Hayward. They're gonna stop him, and then they're gonna put a stop to everything else. You know, like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, Wanda, you need to stop this. Like, I can help you. Hey, this is your dad. Right? I really don't feel like there's anything else that's gonna stop her. But you know something else? Something else I was thinking too. You know, in the trailers, and we've seen it so many times, where in the trailer, what is it, Scarlet Witch? She says, I guess Wanda in this case, says something about this is our town or something, and you see Visions. He says, then let's fight for it. I'm wondering if he's talking to her. You know what I mean? In the cut we see, like, I'm wondering if he's talking to her. Because we obviously see now that he clearly wants to help the people of Westview get out from under her spell. And she don't give a shit. She don't want to let him go. And that's why I was starting to think, I'm like, I wonder if that scene's between them. He's like, then let's fight for it. Right? Because then what's that mean? If she fights Vision for control of the town to help the people. That's right. She's gonna have to kill him. Because I have a feeling that he's willing to sacrifice himself for the people in the town. And I almost wonder if that's where it's going. And that is something that's going to break her even further. Or maybe at the same time, snap her out of everything that's going on. But something that's definitely getting ready to happen is they're going to try to use... They just trapped Wanda there. They're going to try to use her powers to resurrect somebody. I just don't know who. Is it going to be like Simon Williams, motherfucker? Like, are they really going that route? Like, is it going to be Sam Hain? Is it going to be Agnes? Is Agnes really dead? I don't know. Man. Sorry, I'm a little behind here. Monster Santa's. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I think WandaVision will use the next episode to backflash the season and answer questions to get ready for episode 9 finale. Yeah, I think so. Because they're doing more stuff in the town for sure. Because we've seen that in the trailers. Some of this, like when Wanda's using her powers and you see all the vehicles there changing in the street and shit. Yeah, that's coming up. I can't wait for the next, because I'm telling you, they're gonna do the whole ritual thing in the next episode. They're gonna try to sacrifice Wanda. They're gonna try to sacrifice Wanda because what's gonna happen is the moonlight is gonna shine down into that temple, onto that druid tome. That's that little book that everyone thinks is the Darkhold. And I could be wrong. It might be the Darkhold. In the comic book, it was just the druid tome in which Sam Hain lived in and he was trying to resurrect from. But once the moon shone down on it just right. Right? Anyway. Oh, man. Been here a few Friday nights and got crazy in the chats. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm telling you. In the early days back... Oh, man, rewind to some of the Trailer Park Lives back in 2019, man. Some of those ones in 2019 were... Woo! Man, yeah. Oh, man, Myrtle is following our Commander-in-Chief. You know that thing. Oh, man. Like I said, people like to be butthurt. Yeah, you can't say anything. You might get banned. Yeah. RC Scott says, did I miss talks about the Mortal Kombat trailer? Yeah, I still haven't watched it yet. And I've heard people talk about it, but I've avoided watching any like reactions, so I haven't seen it. I haven't spoiled it for myself. I've only heard people talk about it. So I don't really have any visuals to go with it. Yeah, great. Darth Daddy says there is no such thing as freedom. Yeah, freedom isn't free. It costs folks like you and me. Freedom is a state of mind. Yeah, absolutely. I prefer peanut butter and banana. Yeah. Downright Nerdy Podcast, how are you doing? What is up? I hope all's going well with you. Yeah. I'm having a good Friday. I hope you're having one too, man. Yeah, hope all's going well. And guys, you guys need to go check out Downright Nerdy Podcast. And I know I'm subscribed to you, Downright Nerdy, but I haven't seen any videos come up in a while. Have you been on a staycation? What was it Wanda called it as well? I know a lot of people have been really busy over this last year, the way everything's kind of worked out for us all, do we really need to get into that? What about Brian Reagan's Pop-Tart instructions comedy bit? How do I get this goodness in me? I don't think I've seen that. Step 1, open the package. Now we're all firing all in all. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. Landon TLB says the episode was 9 out of 10. Landon, get out of here. You're drunk. Go home. This is 10 out of 10, you son of... Yeah, okay. RC Scott, he's lucky. You lucky you caught me there. RC Scott said, hey, kid, I was about to say, get out of here, you drunk son of a... yeah. I should have suspected her for messing up anything. I was onto her episode 3, but something just felt off. Well, here's the thing. Is like, I still don't necessarily... Like, look, here's the thing. And that's what I was kind of noticing the whole time anyways. Agatha Harkness was there helping her train her powers. She was helping facilitate. She wanted her to grow her powers for the next episode when they go to steal her powers. To try to either steal them for themselves or to resurrect Nicholas Scratch? Sam Hain? We certainly know that Tyler Hayward is trying to resurrect somebody himself too. And a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tyler Hayward already has. I don't think Vision's Vision. We haven't got any indication that he's the Vision that we know whatsoever. Throughout this whole series, you only see him with Wanda and just, interacting with the people there in that small town. When we seen Agatha bring up the Avengers in the last episode, He was confused. He's like, what are the Avengers? He had no fucking clue who the Avengers were. And then in this episode, he's talking to Darcy. He's like, I have no clue about anything before being in this town. I think the only memories that he's got are memories of Wanda with Wanda. And I think maybe she just gave him that. I think he was a blank slate. I think he was a blank slate. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and that is the funny thing. I see a lot of people there talking about that too. Like, dude, we've known it's been Agnes forever, but they reveal it's Agnes, and everybody, Agatha Harkness, everybody's like, oh my god, like, it's such a great fucking reveal. And the thing is, like, it's only that because of the way they did it. It's only that because of the way they did it. How they get that little ending montage and they end the show on it. It was just fucking great how they did that. Like, those last few minutes of the show, she's like, oh. Wanda, you thought you're the only one with witch powers? Traps her ass in there. Bam! Fucking love Catherine Hahn. I told my wife, I was like, you know what, babe? I think I'm gonna leave and move to Hollywood. Try to marry Catherine Hahn. But yeah, I loved that. I loved that. But the thing is, like I said, I'm just not really for sure where her motives are at. Because just because she's been behind everything doesn't mean that. I just don't know. Like, she might be the bad guy. She might be the bad, and maybe she's gonna go on and be in something else. And that's the thing, is like, will she be in another show? Maybe not necessarily a movie. Maybe she'll be in a movie. I don't know. Maybe just little cameos like Nick Fury-esque cameos in any, I don't know. How much longer is Scarlet Witch gonna be in the MCU? That's what we gotta ask ourselves right there. That's what we've gotta ask ourselves. Let's see. Mike Porter says, you're not the only one that sims for Catherine Hahn. I know at least one guy in our community. Oh, yeah. And I'm telling you, I think it was, you know what? But here's the thing, is that in that first episode, even Elizabeth looks great too, man. In that dress she was wearing when the bosses are there. And and that's the thing, is they have their hair all kind of short and it's all curly too, like that old like. Damn, they look good. I love, like, that first episode. They both looked fucking fire in that, bro. I love that. Like, yeah. Anyway. Doctor Strange is gonna come in and talk her down, or she will break down and get reverse House of M. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know about that at this point. I just don't know about that. Now, the Doctor Strange thing, I could see that. And there's the theories going around, people talking about that the rabbit is Doctor Strange. Very well could be. I almost think is the rabbit her son? Nicholas Scratch? And that's who they're trying to resurrect? Because, her son is Nicholas Scratch. In the comic book, the Fantastic Four annual, they go, the Fantastic Four, and, well, I guess they would have been fantastic. Yeah, they had their son with them too. They went to New Salem to witness this ritual. Agatha Harkness was there. Her grandchildren were there. And it happened to be, I can't remember. I can't remember what day this was on. It might have been on All Hallows Eve too. It might have been on Halloween also. but they went there, and I think it was because it's the time when the veil between the realities becomes thinner. Is on All Hallows Eve, and they were trying to resurrect Nicholas Scratch, and they did that, and they were trying to use Agatha Harkness. They were trying to use her powers to resurrect him. Her grandchildren, I think it was her grandchildren, were trying to do that, right? And they were unsuccessful only because little Franklin Richards stopped them. With his reality warping abilities is what stopped him from being able to do it. Basically, he saved Agatha Harkness in this case, but they were like the Fantastic Four was there. So yeah. Like really, like I would almost see that more so than maybe the Doctor Strange or even the House of M thing, only because that's like they've really led everything to that. The stuff that's happened in the comics there, in that sense, because like what happened in this episode happened like it was like, I won't say it's beat for beat like in the fucking comic was, but it's like basically like the comic was. Like I was saying, when you seen Agnes come in and she snapped her fingers and closed that door, well, the one thing that she was waiting was for Wanda to get into that middle of that room, because you see all the symbols that were around the room inside that little room she was in. That was to keep Wanda from using her powers, like because there's sacred, like, how would you say, symbols, if you will, that keep her from using her powers inside there, so she can't do shit. And that's why Agnes is on the outside. She's kind of sitting there hanging out in the room like, hey, like, I got you in there in the middle now. You can't do nothing to me. Like, you stuck in there. We got you, bitch. That's what they're sitting there saying. Now, also, and I know people are going to bring this up. I was talking about it with Chillmonger this morning, too. There in the background, you see them black crow, like, wings back there, and it looked like, I'm telling you, that skull that's on there, it looks like Magneto's helmet, or a version of it, just like really shitty. And in the background, it looks like Magneto's helmet on that. And I'm like, why would Magneto's helmet be on a Black Hawk or a Black Raven or anything? I don't know. But also in the background, what else did we see? We seen a goat head, just like Sam Hain's horns. I think we seen a lot of what I think a lot of that was in there was like, oh man, I guess because like that's what it was that Sam Hain was in, which was that book, that the Book of Spells, the Druid Tome. Sam Hain was basically entombed in there, and I was kind of wondering if some of the other things that were there in that room, if some of the people's actual spirits are actually encased in some of those things that were in that room, and that is the other people in the town, the other witches, if you will, that want to use Wanda's power to siphon her power, because that's what's happened in the comic books, where they, like I said, in that one with the Fantastic Four, they tried to use Agatha Harkness's power to resurrect Nicholas Scratch. In the comic books, I was just talking about him earlier. Not the Sacred Seven, the Secret Seven, the Sorcerers. But they were all Agatha Harkness's grandchildren. Were all trying to. Agatha Harkness's grandchildren were actually the ones that had actually enslaved Wanda and Vision, so they could use Wanda to. Well, they wanted to steal her powers. I don't even think they were trying to resurrect at that time. I think they had their own selfish means at that point. I have to go back and read all that shit. Maybe I should just do a fucking video on that shit. That's what it was all about. That's what it was all about. It was all about, like, it was like all these storylines they're alluding to. Every single one of these storylines that they're alluding to that we actually see in the comic books, like, I get, like, here's the thing. Everybody's talking about House of M stuff, and I get there's some, I haven't read House of M. I'll tell you that right now. I haven't read it yet. I get that there's definitely some allusions to it there as well, but I'm telling you, and I know there's, like Sparky the dog from the Vision series, but I'm telling you, like, almost everything that's happened here is beat for fucking beat that Vision and Scarlet Witch series, the first one and the second one. And then it goes into even that Avengers one that they Easter egged in this episode. It goes into that Fantastic Four annual, like I was just talking about. It goes into the West Coast Avengers. It's referencing a lot of the Grim Reaper, a lot of Ultron, a lot of Wanda's past family life with Wizard, Magneto. It's really referencing a lot of that. But the overall thing that most of these storylines are talking about is this storyline of Grim Reaper trying to use Wanda at some point and even Vision at some point to resurrect his brother. Now, there's other examples. Well, it's interesting, right? In one of these series, the guy who is Wizard, who is Wanda's, why can't I remember his last name all of a sudden? His real son was a guy named Nuclo. And Nuclo was actually trying to, at some point in the comics as well, he was Wizard went to get out his son from this facility, this facility where they had his son, where they had him and they were monitoring him at this government location, this what they called the nursery. And they went there to get him out, and they're like, the scientists and people there are like, no, you can't do this. You can't, you need to leave him here. We help him, but you don't have the capabilities to keep him under control. Well, what happened while they were there was Nuclo goes fucking crazy and kills everybody, kills his dad, he attacks Wanda, he attacks Vision. Vision starts getting jacked up. Right? And this all still has to do with the Grim Reaper. Most of everything we've had through here is in the series is leading to that same shit. It's leading to A, Grim Reaper, and B, the witches. Now, the only thing that's tricky about the Grim Reaper in this case is that we see that it's Sword. We see that it's Sword here, essentially, which is where I'm going with Tyler Hayward at this point. I'm almost sure that that's him. I'm almost sure that Tyler Hayward is Grim Reaper. It has to be. It has to be. But here's the other thing, though, is it was so crazy because in the comic books, there was in the second series, and the stuff that's been Easter egged, there was Black Talon, there was Necra, there was a few of these henchmen who were going out, and they were using zombies. They were trying to get Vision, but they ended up snagging Scarlet Witch, and they took her to this underground tomb that they had, that they were going to use Vision originally to resurrect Simon Williams. They had a body there and everything of Simon Williams. All they needed was Vision, who had his brainwaves. And what happened on this night was, what they did, these zombies, is they marched down these stairs to this little cellar where Wanda was being held captive. Vision went down there disguised as a zombie and helped save her. But he actually seen Simon Williams there too. And he knew who it was because it was him. But the thing is they go into the basement, like a basement not unlike we seen at the end of WandaVision. Post-credits scene. Snooper's gonna snoop. It's all very similar stuff. I'm telling you, this stuff's happening on screen. I'm sitting here like, dude, this is beat for fucking beat the fucking comic books. We've got all these things. And here's the thing: I still stand behind my Pleasant Hill theory. I still stand behind that shit because I think there's still something going on with that. I think there's still something going on with that in a little bit of a sense. I think maybe they originally had that as a prison, some sort of facility. Maybe they were trying to contain Wanda, and it got out of their control, just like Pleasant Hill did. I'm still under that. I'm still under that theory, but that could all be going on inside with this storyline where they're trying to use the powers of these people here. And I'm telling you, beat for fucking beat, all of this stuff. We've had everything leading to this, and I keep hearing people talking about this and talking about that, and I get it. You know, because we all got our theories and shit. I'm sure we've all probably seen and heard these illusions, but like, everybody's still talking about fucking Mephisto. Everybody's still talking about fucking Mephisto. Dude, like, seriously, what the fuck is everyone's hard on with Mephisto? I haven't seen, like, there's fucking hardly anything that leads to him here. But there is. You know what? And that's the thing, is there is. But it's just the story that's been laid out before us has been everything but. The story's been like the original Vision and Scarlet Witch series, both of those first two, as far as I can remember, there ain't fucking Mephisto in them anywhere. I don't even think he was there at the end when they were trying to do, yeah, I think it was all Grim Reaper. It was all Grim Reaper. Right? But here's the thing, is it could easily be Nightmare, because there's been that out there as well. Because the one thing that also does happen in the comics, where, you know, because obviously they don't do it beat for beat like the comics, right? Like, I'd like to think that, but one of the other things that Grim Reaper does, when there's this point where Vision is being worked on in this facility, and they're replacing part of Vision's arm, right? They're replacing part of his arm, but he's in there in the operating room. There's some of the other Avengers there and shit, but she's sitting there hanging out. Wanda is, and you see a silhouette of Grim Reaper hanging out. Wait. And then he sneaks in there when she's not expecting it. Beep, 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 beep. And he gets her with some chloroform and knocks her out. Yeah. Anyway. So I sorry, I went off. Did I just go? I feel like I went off on another little rant there. Sorry. Galactus is going to show up and destroy the world, therefore stop her. He goes, yeah, right? No. Too soon, bro. Too soon. Hashtag too soon, bro. Yeah, I love the theories, everyone. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Magneto, I'm here to help you, daughter. Wanda, I'm... What? Far back there, what? Oh, man. Oh, that's funny. Jonathan says, yo, just finished episode 7. What the fuck? Yeah, I know, dude. I know. And I'm like almost a half hour behind her. Yeah, dude, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. Yeah. Yeah, what'd you think about that mid-credit scene? Yeah, absolutely. But yeah. R.C. Scott, there's a scene right after the little outro scene. You know how there's usually how it plays the music? All that shit, you know, after you go into Vision's eye. Yeah, there's a little scene after that. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, oh, fuck, be right back. Yeah, okay, you got it. Yeah, mid-credit scene. Yep, there's one there, man. And thank you for being here, Jonathan Velasquez. Let's see, aggressively relaxing. What is up, my man? It says, oh, I'm drunk enough for this. Let's get into weird speculation. Yeah, man. Yeah. RC Scott says, damn, Monica Rambeau got that ass. Yeah, she does too, man. She banging. Like, banging. Ridiculous Thought says, thank you for being here. Says, Wanda is using all the Infinity Gems. The usage of power is getting noticed by all kinds of powerful beings like Mephisto. I don't think it's that. I mean, it's a good theory, and I know a lot of people have the Infinity Gem theory out there too. I just don't think it's that. But I won't straight out say that it won't be. I won't say that it won't be. But the only reason why I kind of doubt that now is because what I've been talking about here with the comic book parallels, in the fact that one of the things I was saying before is it could, because Thanos said they were reduced to atoms. And we seen in the the Vision and Scarlet Witch series at one point where they took the Druid Tome, which looks like the Necronomicon, which the Necronomicon looks like, oh, kind of like that book that was... Anyway. They took and they burned it up in the comic book, and they burned it up. Well, some of the ash got caught up in, like it didn't just all destroy. Like there was still particles left. And this magician, Ilya, better known as Illusion, whose wife is Glamour. Weird, right? Took and used his magical power and brought all of these atoms back together and reformed the Druid Tome, in which Sam Hain was entombed in. And then they completely destroyed it. Got rid of like the ashes. I like made sure it wasn't even atoms. It was fucking nothing. Which I don't know. Can you do that? Anyway, but yeah, so there's that, and I know like there's a speculation like, and here's the thing is I'm kind of down with that too, because you know you think of the powers, you know, like you know the power stone is purple, you know, the reality stone is red, you know, the mind stone is, you know, all that stuff, and you notice how when people use their powers they kind of mimic that too, kind of, right? But I don't know, because I mean if we did that we could easily take a look at, you know, Monica's got blue eyes. We could take a look at Scarlet Witch. She's got red eyes, and Agatha has purple. So essentially, right there, you got three people who have the same power of the stones. Which I'm not saying that they don't, but you got the red, the power. You know, you got the purple, the power. You got the red, the reality. You would have Agnes being the purple like the power stone. Then you got Vision there with the mind stone being the yellow. I mean, what are you missing there at that point? Just the green, the time stone? Who's got the green powers? Who's bringing in the green powers? Right? I don't know, and that's the thing is like I could see that, but at the same time I think it's just at some point, like I think the people's powers have to elude some sort of color to give it looks, and I think at this point it's like we just all chalk it. It seems like and I get because we're all kind of stuck in that too, because that's what we've kind of seen in the MCU. That's what they've kind of led us to believe throughout this whole time too, through all the visuals they give us, is that it basically comes from the power of these things, which by all means is to say that it kind of comes from the CMBRs, which by all means we could say are kind of the building blocks of the elements of life. So yeah, I mean, so as much as I doubt it, I mean, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to say no. It's hard to say no. Jason, what is up, my man? I said you were live streaming earlier, dude. I seen it too when I was going live. I was like, oh man, Jason's live too, man. See, look. Yeah, got a blank slate, baby, and I'll write your name. Oh, for what? What happened? Blank slate. Oh, weird. I've been getting it, giving it a 9/10 each week. 9 out of 10 each week. Yeah. It's not the best show like everyone says. Who said it was the best show? Who said it was the best show, Landon? Who said it was the best show? It's a great fucking show. Twilight Zone is still the greatest show of all time, says RC Scott. Yeah, you know what? Like there was like when I was a kid, there was some like Twilight Zone episodes that legitimately scared the shit out of me. Yeah, it was a big FU to the fanboy theorists. Oh, you think so? You think so? I don't know. I think it's been good. I think it's been great. Like all my fan theories speculate. Like I'm loving what's going on. I mean, aside from the fact that my Pleasant Hill theory isn't coming true, and AIM and that kind of shit that we know of yet. Oh, and by the way, I was even talking this morning too. A lot of these books that we're talking about here, that I was talking about, these comic books where they're pulling some of this stuff from, one of the ones they referenced in this episode, Avengers, issue number, what is it, 354? That series is a little 3-issue miniseries dealing with the Grim Reaper 2. Actually has Immortus in there. Yeah, Catherine Honey. Yeah. Oh, please, Catherine Hahn just looks like it. Catherine Hahn looks like she has a hairy bush. Fucking fur diaper. Oh yeah, I bet she does too. Yeah. Hey, I'm all good. I'm all good with it. RC Scott. Gimme. Hits that blunt. Fuck it, let's do the weirdest era of Avengers comics. Thank you, Marvel. Yeah, absolutely. And here's the other thing, too. It's like, where we're at, too, because in this whole WandaVision, the Vision of Scarlet Witch series, and the whole thing, both series, the whole books are basically there, an argument of their love, them having kids, and of Vision actually being a sentient being, being a real man, because he has the brainwaves and all that stuff. He just has a robotic body. He has a synthetic body. And that's kind of the argument he's making throughout the whole series. And that's what it is. But the thing is he's still special in the sense that he can be used, and they're using him. The same thing as everybody, like throughout the whole series, you see everybody just using Vision and Scarlet Witch to their advantage for their own means, for resurrecting somebody, bringing somebody back to life. Which almost makes me sometimes too think that Ultron might be behind it. Is Ultron? Oh man, let's go back in time to the 50s. Have fun. Yeah, right. Yeah, me and LB know the best show is Outlander. Oh man, that's funny. Loves Outlander. I don't think I've ever seen it. Social Distance Warrior, what is up? How are you doing? Says I don't think that was the Darkhold. Yeah, I don't think it was either. I don't think it was either. Yeah. You think Magneto's in? I do. I think he could be. I think he could be. I don't have my hopes up too high, but I think he could be. Yeah, this episode was fire, dude. It was absolute fire. I freaking loved it. This one was good. Like I said, I'm hype on the whole damn series anyway. I'm hype on the whole damn thing anyway. Agatha waited patiently to get the children and Wanda where she wanted her. Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing. Like, here's the thing why I think the neighbors are in on it, and I think they're going to, like, we see they entrapped Wanda there. We see they trapped her. She's trapped. She can't use her magic. I'm dead sure the neighbors are in on it, because did you see what happened when she was sitting there fighting with Monica and she's sitting there using her powers and shit, and Agnes comes out and saves her? Dude, all the neighbors are sitting there like, they weren't even surprised. They're just like, ooh, we get to watch this fancy display before we go try to suck the magic and the life out of Wanda and snack on yo magic, motherfucker. No Magneto, no more X-Men cameos until Falcon and Winter Soldier. Well, we haven't had any yet, technically. But, man, I just think there's going to be. I think there's going to be. And I would still love it if there was Dr. Arnim Zola's behind this. I see Jason says, hashtag resurrect Zola. Yes on Dr. Arnim Zola. Social Distance says we'll get Patch in the Falcon Winter Soldier, and he'll be referencing Weapon X program with Isaiah Bradley. Ooh. Speaking of which, tell me, okay, was that Weapon X referenced in this episode? Go back and watch the commercial. The commercial in this episode. Be ready to freeze frame it when the girl walks into the pharmacy and the pharmacist is there, right? The guy. Look behind his head. There's a canister there. It looks like it's probably like some workout powders or some shit, but it says power. Does it say power? X10. It says power, and it's got a big fucking X, and it says power X10, something like that. And I'm like, dude, like, is that not like... And there's other names on some of the other drugs there as well. I'm like, I feel like these are fucking Easter eggs. Because even on the... okay, for one, the Nexus thing. Everybody's talking about, like, the different dimensions. Look, but the thing is, like, so we've been talking about it here too, with the Nexus and the Nexus beings being, but a Nexus being is somebody who is the same across all time and space, across all multiverses, and that's what the commercial was talking about. The whole world will revolve around you. You're the Nexus being, and that's the thing. Is like, and I think that's what we were talking about here too. So when somebody pointed out to me, and I was like, oh, I looked into the Nexus beings and all that bullshit. I'm like, dude, yeah, okay. And that was, I think that's been like 3 weeks ago at this point. 2-3 weeks ago at this point. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. The Nexus beings. And then it's advertising this damn thing. Nexus. Now, the other thing is like, on that same thing, on that same pillbox, if you notice in the red on the little corner, you see all those little Celtic knots? Well, those Celtic knots are actually, they look like they're Celtic knots, and it's on the same thing that, like they're on the same kind of medallion that Sam Hain wore. Almost like that one that Agnes wears, kind of. Damn, I'm telling you, man. It's all there. Yeah, but, dude, don't get me started with Falcon and Winter Soldier, dude. That Falcon and Winter Soldier looks fire, bro. It looks great. I can't wait to see that, dude. Like, Falcon looking like he gonna kick some ass, dude. He gonna kick some ass. So it says, stop it. Mephisto is all over this store. Billy and Tommy are his soul shards. I don't think so. I mean, it might turn out to be that, but and it might turn out to, and it could turn out to be that in the sense that they would be in the kids, because you see she's got the kids at this point. So I mean, I just don't know though. I just don't know. I mean, and that could be what Agnes, and that could be the difference from the comics. That could be the difference from it, because like I said, in the comic books, well, at least the ones I read, Agnes never did that, but Agatha Harkness never did anything to Scarlet Witch necessarily to betray her, but everybody else was trying to use Scarlet Witch's powers to resurrect somebody. And at one point, like, a lot of it did involve her, but she was on Wanda's side. So, and of course we know the shows do everything different. God damn it. Yeah, you're right. It might be. But the other interesting thing about that too, though, and here's one of the things is like that I'll give you for sure is the Billy and Tommy in the comic book, and that's what I thought was funny. And you can go look a lot of this stuff up too. But in the last episode, in episode 6, in that intro, it said Billy and Tommy Maximoff. If you go back and look up Billy and Tommy Maximoff in the comics, they were the ones who end up not being real. I'm not sure if they're the ones that were created with the shards of Mephisto's soul, though. But they were fake. They were not real. If I'm not mistaken, these are the ones that were not real. Was Billy and Tommy Maximoff, because was it Billy Kaplan and Tommy whatever, Wiccan and Speed, like in the comic books, as far as I know, they've got different last names. They're not Maximoff. They got Billy Kaplan and Tommy, or is it Tommy Kaplan and Billy? You know what I'm talking about. Dang, man. But yeah, I think it's, yeah, I think. But I think they'll become real, because I don't think they're going to kill the kids off. But they could do the thing like, oh, well, they never existed. And she's like, ah. But then it's like, oh, no, but they became real because of her love for them when she cried. Because they took them away. Chris from Chaos and Comics is up here. What's up, man? He says, duck, drunk. What? Hey, let me on. Let's talk. I got ideas. I'm getting ready to call it a stream here, man. Here soon. Darkhold? I don't think it was Darkhold. Puppy, frog. What are you talking about, man? Stormtroopers of Death. Oh, yeah, man. Illusion and Glamour, like Wanda's and Vision's stage name. Yeah. That was they were magicians in the comic books. They were magicians. They were actually, what's funny is they were actually thieves. They were actually jewel thieves who used magic. Yeah, they used their shows to go on the road and go steal jewels and shit from places when they were out traveling. Yeah. Stormtroopers of Death. Cyclops has one eye. What? What are you talking about? Chris is drunk. Go home, Chris. You're drunk. Oh, man. You know who else had blue eyes? Krista McCullough. One blue this way, one blue that way. Oh, man, you're funny, Jason. Monica Rambeau is Frank Sinatra. What? Oh man. Oh man. It was spur of the moment. Oh, okay. Yeah, stream. Yeah. All good. All good. LMI Music, how are you doing? What's up, dude? How are you, man? Hope all is going well with you. Jonathan Velasquez says, "Bro, I've been saying Immortus forever." Yeah, dude. Look. In a book I just read this morning, that you cannot tell me they didn't Easter egg that shit. Immortus had something to do with the story there because it was involved with Grim Reaper, and like there's this little 3-issue arc that they did in that Avengers series, but I'm dead sure it was teased in the episode this morning on the sword vehicle that Monica and Jimmy Woo were driving in. It said it was sword vehicle 35482. 35482. So what did I do? Naturally, I went to Marvel Unlimited, and while I was there, I looked up right here. Right here. Now, I don't know the exact publication date of this because it doesn't really say it in here, but right here, and it would probably say on here somewhere, but right here, this book right here. Avengers 354. I'm not sure if it's from 1982 or not, though, because it was 35482. But, point being, is it's Avengers number 354. And you get into here. Oh! Wow. What's that right there? What is that on the very first page? Is a dead Grim Reaper. Coming up with plans to resurrect dead people. And how's he going to do that? Well, he's trying to use the vision of Scarlet Witches. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy stuff. But like, if you go back in here earlier, the only way that Grim Reaper actually comes back is Immortus resurrects him. So I'm telling you, like, dude, like it's like they like it seems like they've dropped all these Easter eggs, and they just dropped, like, I'm telling you, they just dropped it seems like they just dropped an Immortus Easter egg here, because look, because that was that book was the first the third in a 3-issue series, but you go back here to the one that would have started on, where's it at here? You see where he goes and he makes a deal with like a Shuma Gorath kind of person. And, oh, maybe, is it in the second issue? Oh, yeah, it must be in the second issue. Where's that? Oh! We got a $2 super chat from Jonathan Velasquez. Says, you're always on with the comic facts and connections. Yeah, well, because, like, they dropped the Easter eggs in there, and I'm like, like they dropped these numbers. I'm like, okay, what's those numbers mean? What's those numbers mean? Let's go read some comics. And that's when I hop in and I start reading all this stuff. And oh, look, what do they come upon here? They come upon this residence here. This, yeah, crazy, right? And that's all it's all about. They're all trying to resurrect, and they're all trying to beat up the Avengers, and like it's just like crazy shit here. Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe it wasn't this particular one, but whatever it was, there was more. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Is that issue right there, that's what it was that one issue ends up referencing Avengers, this Avengers issue right here. It brings you back to here where we start talking about time and manipulating time, and this is where you end up getting Immortus right there. Bam. And going through here, it deals with Wonder Man. Pretty sure we got Vision in here as well. We got some Hawkeye. We got some U.S. Agent. But, oh, well, look at who we got there. Look at who we got there. We've got A cold-hearted Wanda. She is different here. She's almost like the Wanda that we see in the show right now, where she's kind of, I wouldn't say emotionless, but maybe a lot of emotions. Really crazy stuff here. Really crazy stuff. Like I said, it's like all this stuff it's going on. Like, yeah. And I hate to say that they're doing like the comic books, because we know that they don't respect that source material and give us the comic books on screen. But it looks like exactly what they're doing here. It looks like they're literally putting this shit right on the screen from the comic book. Like literally, like just like, and I almost feel like if they did do that, if that's what they were really doing here, like it's kind of like a, okay, you say you want it to be like the comic books, well, here you go. Which I'd be like, Will Morgan, what is up, my man? How are you doing, my brother? I hope all's well. Yeah. And I've been waiting for Immortus. Well, not only that, but Jonathan, I've seen an Easter egg of Immortus clear back in Avengers Endgame. I seen a reference to that. Where's Dixie? I don't know. Are you good friends with Dixie? I don't know. I don't even know who the fuck Dixie is, to be honest with you. Other than somebody that comes and hangs out in the chat and shit. LMI Music says, I feel Evan Peters has to be Quicksilver. I feel like everyone forgets that the guy was a speedster. He's shown his powers in the show. I don't think Agatha has the ability to grant someone powers. Right. Well, and here's the other thing to go right along with that. Is everybody is talking about Speed and Wiccan's powers, right? How do they have powers? Wiccan only is, like, how old do you think these kids are? I mean, they could be 13, right? They might be 13. But are they? Because mutants don't get their powers. Their genes don't manifest until around the age of 13. And if these kids aren't 13, they don't have powers. Which would really only apply to Speed, right? If they're mutants. Because that would be his mutant power, would be Speed, right? But Wiccan, however, he could be a mutant. Oh, yeah. But if Wiccan is using witch powers, if he's, like, using magic, well, anybody could use magic if they knew how to use magic. You don't have to be a mutant to use magic. You just gotta know how to do your wiggly woos. So yeah, that's interesting in that sense. But I kind of don't feel that he is. I kind of don't feel like he is either. I do feel like he's somebody else though. But yeah, and that's the thing is yeah, she don't have the ability to grant anybody powers, and that's what it is too. Even with the kids, I don't think they have powers either. Like, because like I said, Wiccan, if he's just like a witch and using like natural powers, if you will, using occult powers, then he's just using power. He's not a mutant. In that sense, he's not using mutant abilities. But his brother wouldn't have any mutant abilities because, I mean, even if they are mutants, I don't think they're 13 and hit that stage of adolescence or whatnot to where they have their mutant powers. They're not that old. Yeah. But that's just me. Just, just guessing. Falcon needs to be recast. Oh, why? Why recast Falcon? You don't like Anthony Mackie? I like Falcon. Jonathan says Sam Hain is trapped in the book called The Druid Tome. Yeah, which Captain America brought to the U.S. from some castle in England. Yeah, it was London, wasn't it? Yeah. Jonathan Velasquez, where were you this morning when I was talking about this? Where were you earlier on the stream when I was talking about this? Oh, you were probably watching WandaVision with your wife. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Jonathan, you know as well as I do, everything that just happened in this episode was like, it was in that series. Like, all right, look. Since we're doing this, Howard running for a bit, just caught up with the chat. All right, yeah, I haven't caught up with it yet. Trinity can talk for hours about WandaVision. Yeah, absolutely. Love you, man. Let's do another stream. We will. Absolutely. Let's see. Okay, where's this other one we're talking about? Where's this other one we're talking about here? Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny. Is it this one? Oh no, this is the first series. This is the first series. This isn't the one that it's in. It's in the other one. It's in the other one. It's in this one. Now we just gotta find which issue that it's in. Because here what you see is you're gonna see. No, this is with Necra. This is with Necra and them. Right here. Oh, look what happens. It's kind of something I posted these. I was sharing these pictures yesterday because if you watched the episode of WandaVision today, you know, you've seen at one point. Oh wow, look at that! They're there burning Agatha Harkness. That's crazy. Killing Agatha Harkness. Her grandchildren are crazy. Yeah, on a midsummer's night 2 months ago. It's kind of like oh look. Hey, they got Vision and Scarlet Witch strapped to those things like they're gonna burn them. So weird. Yeah. I'm sure it's probably nothing. Yeah. Yeah, man. And that's the thing, like it's all right there, man. It's all right there. Yeah. Mike Porter says Will Morgan interviewer of the stars and the mailman is involved in some way. Yeah. Did he say? I didn't get to watch Will Morgan's video yet from yesterday. I didn't get to watch his video from yesterday, but is that what he said, that he would be involved in some way? Because like in this episode, it looks like he's gonna be, and that's what I was saying. Because like I was talking about it this morning, I'm like, dude, like maybe the mailman's in on it. Dottie, all these people are these witches, if you will, that are going to try to use her to get her powers. And you're back. What happened? What did I go out for a while? Did I go out? Did it do something? What do you mean? Who's back? I'm back? What? I must have missed something. But the yeah, well, and that's what I was thinking. Somebody's like, oh, well, you think the mailman's that important? I'm like, they don't all have to be important. If they're witches and they're just trying to get her power, they don't all have to be important. As a matter of fact, it's better that they're not strong because they're all trying to get her power. They gotta be weak. And plus, we seen when Wanda was fighting with Monica, what did everybody do? Did you see everybody? Like, they weren't frozen because Wanda was busy fighting. Like, they stopped, because you could see them, like, some of them even still moving. But, like, when Wanda was there fighting with Monica, everyone was saying, like, if it would have been really been modern day, really been The Office, and really been playing on these days, everybody, instead of being frozen there watching, would have been like this. Filming it on their phones. But yeah, Will's gonna crack this whole thing wide open. Yeah. I need to go back and watch the stream for me. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was asleep. Careful. Eric Voss gonna steal your content. Y'all, he always stealing my shit. Did anybody else find Magneto's helmet in there? Was I the first one to see Magneto's? I brought it up this morning. At 7 in the morning. It was 8 in the morning. So if anybody else is out there talking about Magneto's helmet being Easter egged in this damn episode, I talked about it here first. But it's probably not Magneto's helmet. It's probably not really Magneto's helmet. I'm probably just seeing things. Yeah. I'm telling the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier will tie into WandaVision. You think so? I don't know. Maybe. I had your stream on but muted. Had to get the viewer count up. All right, no problem, man. All good. Are you done? What do you mean? No. Oh, not yet. Uh-oh, the stream is. Oh, was it? Was it buffering? See, on my side, it's saying that everything's all gravy. That's weird. Yeah, on my side, it's saying everything's all gravy. It's not saying anything's happened. It's not saying anything's happened. I could show you my thing. It says like stream count is good, or stream health is good. Says it's healthy. Hasn't shown any down spots. Even through my Streamlabs, it's saying everything's good. I think it's just you guys. I think it's just you. Yeah, I don't know. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Blame the customer? Blame the viewer. Blame the viewer. Yeah. Yeah, Agatha Harkness got the train. Yeah, exactly. Something happened I can't get past 2 months ago. Something happened I can't get past 2 months ago. What do you mean? Oh, okay. Oh, alright. Yeah. Huh. Your shirt says SOD. No, it don't. My shirt does not say SOD, Dixie. I would think that you, of all people, would know that there's no possible fucking way for my shirt to say anything. It reads SOD. What's up, Kendall Davis? How are you doing? Jonathan Velasquez says, "Yeah, I think you blanked out. Think you blanked out there for a minute." Oh, really? Oh, that's weird. Stream cut out for a bit. That's weird. Let's see. People from California are weak. I can fucking agree with you wholeheartedly there, Dixie. I'm not from California. I can wholeheartedly agree with you. I'm not from California, so yeah, absolutely, they are. Nice try, though. Or are you one of those people like, oh, they live there, they must be from there. Maybe they're one of those fucking losers who didn't move out of their hometown. Yeah, nope, not me, buddy. I'm halfway across the country from where I grew up at. Mike Porter says, no, he did not say that, but I think he is involved by what I have seen in the episode. I think so. Oh, yeah. The mailman, for sure. Yo, that would have been a great angle to see. Oh, which one? Which one? And I've summoned Dixie, right? Okay. Oh, Mike found you? All right, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He's involved in the same episode. I think so. I must have missed something there. Yeah. Yeah, buffering. Damn it. Damn you, YouTube. You seeing what we all want to see? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Magneto, that's the thing in my lawnmower. Is there there might be a Magneto in there. Yeah, there very could well be. Yeah. Good now. We're doing it live. Yeah, we still live? Yeah, still. Yep. Sod equals son of Dixie. It could. It works. We'll let it fly, Dixie. We'll let it fly this time. But anyway, guys, we are going to call it a stream there. Been going... Mike Porter. Oh, dude. Oh, Mike Porter, just wait, dude. Just wait. I've got something. We're probably going to change up what I get on there originally, but it would have been a great angle to see the cell phone when Wanda and Monica were facing. Oh, yeah, right. People like sitting there all zombie eyes. Well, and that's the thing, because that's what we're talking about here is zombies, right? Like, yeah, anyway. That's what you see when you're driving down the road. I see it when I'm driving down there, because I drive a lot. I see people doing the zombie thing in their fucking cars like, there ain't nothing. You know what? This show's getting ready to go on a little bit longer. Because somebody just got me on something else that I'm going to have to fucking rant about now. You know what? Speaking of these fucking zombies who can't put their fucking phone down when they're driving, right? Like, it makes me want to say we live in a society. But I drive around for work. I'm driving around fucking constantly. And I get tired of these zombie motherfuckers, man. Driving around down the fucking road. And you know what even makes it worse? Is you see these same motherfuckers driving down the road with the fucking mask on, dude. And I'm like, dude, you're getting on my fucking nerves now. Put your fucking phone down, dude. And I don't know how, like, and I'm not even being a Karen about this motherfucker because you know what? Last year, was it last year? Maybe it was a year before. It was a year before, 2019. Somebody ran a fucking stop sign and hit my shit because they were on their fucking phone, and it fucking cost me in the end. But these fucking zombies who can't put the motherfucker down. You know what? Okay, look. Most motherfuckers can't chew gum and think at the same time, let alone you're going to turn yourself into a fucking zombie driving down the road. Look, if you're driving in a car, do yourself and do ultimately me and everyone else a favor. Put your fucking phone down. Put it somewhere out of your reach. Put it somewhere out of your reach. I get so pissed off. Like, I'm serious. And this isn't even going fucking caring about shit. I literally see people driving down the fucking road, driving like, doing the zombie swerve. And you can tell too when they're doing on their fucking phone doing that. Because they're swerving all over the fucking road. Their speed is slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. Dude, just pull the fuck over. But I've sat there and I've seen it. Drove behind these people. And sat there and got phone numbers to their company, whoever they work for, and called these like, dude, you need to get this fucking person off the goddamn road. Or tell them to pull the fuck over and pay attention to where they're fucking driving. And I do that shit. You think I'm fucking kidding me. You think I'm fucking kidding you. But I've done that shit right out here in front of my fucking house. People, fucking neighbors, driving down the fucking road doing this shit. Like, I live right here at the stop sign. Driving through the fucking stop sign. Dude, like, motherfucker, I'm telling you, I see so much shit. Just yesterday, there's a fucking car right here across the street, because there's a parking lot right across the street from us at the school. Like, there's a fucking car, a guy in the fucking heating and air conditioning. He pulled into the fucking driveway, and he's backing out of the fucking driveway, and he almost runs into somebody driving up the fucking road because he wasn't watching the fucking road. Because you know what he was busy doing? Had his fucking phone in his hand. And I'm telling you, I've been out here in this motherfucker, and I've been out there and yelled at people and said, dude, put your fucking phone down. Because I don't put up with that shit, dude. I got fucking kids that live here, right here in the neighborhood. You're driving through my neighborhood, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck if you're my neighbor and you're doing that shit. Put the fucking phone down. Not only that, I've done this shit to people out there on the road too. Like, because it fucking irks me, for one. I mean, and I'm a cyclist too, and I'm not even going to pull that fucking card. Because, like, people are fucking assholes. Most people, when I'm out riding, are usually fucking cool. You know, most people are usually fucking cool. But it's not that. It's everybody else around. You know what? Because you're a fucking idiot, and you're going to come across another fucking idiot at some point too, and it's not going to be good. It's not going to end fucking good. Put the goddamn thing down. If you got to, wait till you're at a goddamn stoplight. But don't be one of those assholes who's sitting there at the fucking stoplight when it turns green and you're continuing with your little fucking thing because you can't put your fucking phone. You can't take fucking 10 minutes off the motherfucker to get from your house to work or from work to your house? What the fuck is wrong with you? God damn, dude. And don't get me wrong. I like my cell phone. I've had my cell phone in my hand when I'm driving. But, you know what? Like, when I've got some shit to do, when I've got to type something, when I've got to look at something on the fucking screen, I wait till I'm at a stop sign. You know, a lot of times there's cars in front of you. I wait till I'm at a stoplight. It's not that hard. You know, you can skip a song. That's not hard to do. Hell, most of these fucking cars, you just push a little button. It's not that hard to do. But you know what? Don't be a fucking asshole. Save somebody's life. Put the shit down. Just put the shit down. Man. I don't know. It just got tricky, yeah. Let's go, baby. Oh, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. What even got me on that? I don't even know. What even got? Oh, it was the. Oh, damn. Yeah. Goddamn zombies. Oh, shit. Oh, man. What happens to the beekeeper? I don't know, man. I'm in here. Fucking Jason's in here like, what happened to the beekeeper? Why is this guy yelling? I don't know. I'm curious about that too, though. What happened to the Well, and it just seems like they're just sucking more and more people in. Zombie Cell, folks. Yeah. So was the worst movie I ever saw. I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think I've seen it. Great Stars, and the boy was played by a friend. My wife actually taught him in kindergarten. It had John Cusack and Samuel L. Oh, okay. Huh. Very terrible. I don't think I've seen Cell. Yeah, we live in a society. Yeah. Kendall. Well, it's not funny, but I'm fucking weak. Oh, man. That's what, hey, you know what, though? Like, honestly, though. Like, admitting it is the first step. Right? Admitting it is the first step. Admitting it is the first step. And that's why I say, I'll be honest, like, I've been down the road, driving, I've, picked up the phone, I've hit fast forward and shit. But here's the thing, is like, I always keep my eye on the fire, I keep my eye on the, and I don't do the constant, like, dude, I seen, I was driving down the road here one day, and I'm driving down the road, and there's somebody swerving all over, driving like a fucking asshole down the road. They're speeding up, slowing down and shit. And so, like, I had passed him. It was like a 3-lane road. I passed him by him at one point. And I look over and I see him. There's two of them. There's two of them in the goddamn car, and they're both sitting there like, and I'm not shitting you. They were that close. They were that close. I'm not even kidding. And I got to the stoplight. I rolled down my window. I said, why don't you put your cell phone down and drive that piece of shit? Fucking guys in the car next to me, they look like somebody just bitch slapped them, dude. They're like they didn't even know what the fuck I said. Guy in the passenger car like has his fucking foot hanging out the window. Like, what? What? He pulled the foot. He's like, what'd you say? I said, you heard me. I said, put your fucking phone down and drive that piece of shit. And the guy goes, oh, one of my family members just died. I said, well, if you don't put your fucking phone down, another one's going to also the way you're driving, asshole. And like, what? They all started talking shit, and then, the fucking light turns green. They drove off. Man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. See, this is what Friday nights are for. Put down the phone, Karen. Oh, man. Dixie says, I got a goddamn ticket because the goddamn idiot had hit his brakes because when he was light turned yellow, I rear-ended that. Well, I understand you, Dixie. I understand you. But one could easily argue that you were following too close if you rear-ended somebody. I know. I hate that. I hate it. But I gotta be honest with you. Chances are, if you rear-end somebody, it's your fault for following them too close. There are circumstances where you might be able to shift the blame. Somebody runs in the middle of the fucking road, an animal or something, somebody in front of you fucking slams on the brakes, like you said. But at that point, it still kind of means that you're following too close. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. Anyway, Callisto, Patricia, how are you doing? Says, I hate Trinity. Quick question. Do I have to have the highest level of membership to be in your list of Myrtle Maniacs in your video descriptions? I'm giant level. No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah. No. Oh, have I not added you? You know what it is? I haven't added them in there yet. I haven't added you in there yet. I do, because there are a few recent ones. I'll get it in there. And you know what, Callisto? I was gonna ask you, Patricia. Do you make content? Do you have a channel? Because it's funny that you mentioned that too. Because I actually was thinking about that this after or just this evening before I was starting the stream. Was I was gonna put people's links in there because like of of even like the supporters and everything, because several of them have channels and shit as well. Like I know Jason does as well. And some of those I was gonna actually get those links in there. I think when I originally put those names in there, it just like when I copied it from the YouTube, for whatever reason, it like when I copied it in my text thing, it had all the links there. But then when I went to put it into the chat thing, it erased all that stuff. Like it didn't take the links. So I think I've got to put all that shit in separately. But yeah, no. I'll get it on there. I'll get it on there. I just haven't got to it. We'll get it in there though. We'll get it in there. Yeah, we'll get it in there. Yeah, we'll get it in there, Callisto. But do you have a channel though? Because you know there was somebody else just recently. I found out I had a channel. Also, I'm like, dude, why didn't you say you had a channel? And here's the thing: is I know too is like a lot of people, like a lot of content creators, don't necessarily like to just go into people's streams and shit and be like, oh hey, I got a channel too, come check out my shit. But no, we'll get it in there. We'll get it in there, Callisto. Yeah, I think it's just been I just haven't got it updated. We'll get it in there though. We'll get it in there because I've got to get you in there. And there's a couple others too. I know that have joined as of late that I got to get in there. Here, we'll get that done. We'll get that done tomorrow. Matter of fact, we'll get that done. Absolutely. Sell zombies head yeah. Trinity, I live at the stop sign. Oh, cyclists are not people. Yeah, I won't make that argument. I won't make the argument that cyclists are people. I won't make I won't make that argument. It was a 55-mile-per-hour zone. Oh, you're following too close. I don't make content. I just host and watch parties. Okay, nothing. Okay, all right. Yeah, no problem. And do you? I was gonna say somebody was mentioning that the other day on the watch parties. Do you do those through like Discord? I'm guessing. Because I know, yeah. So I know somebody else was mentioning that as well. I don't really do like a whole lot of watch parties and shit. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm bad at communitying. I'm great at hanging out with people and talking shit. Dang it. And having fun. But yeah, we'll get that in there, Callisto. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll get that in there. Yeah, okay, on Discord? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I know like Discord has really become a thing lately too. Like a lot of people are like really into it. I've got a Discord and I started one, but I'm like I don't really get on it much. And I'm like cuz here's the thing, because like we've got the Nerd Avengers and I'm like we're all there. You know, we're like all the fucking Nerd Avengers are there. Why, like, do I need to make my own Discord? I don't think so. It seems like it's overkill. But then, like, also it seems like it'd be cool too, because then people can like directly message you and have your own little place. And, oh, dang it, man! Dang it! You're making me want to start see, and that's some of the stuff too. And that's one of the things you know as well as I do. Being in like some of those things like the streams with Josh, where he's even said like YouTubers like YouTube, and he says YouTubers. I'm not a YouTuber, but he says but he's saying, you know, like YouTubers are lazy, you know, they're lazy motherfuckers. Like a lot of them, you know, won't do this, won't do that. They put off this, they put off that, and all those kinds of things. And he's not lying. And that's kind of what it comes down to with some of that stuff too. Like spending the time, like because you know, we all have our lives. Like I said, I'm a busy dude. You know, concentrating on my fitness, working out and stuff. I've got my 3 kids. I run my business. You know, got my wife. I mean, we got, you know, the whole family thing, and then doing this, and then it's like to make the content. And if you want it to do any good, you've got to engage with the people and engage with your community. But you've also got to spend time on social media and all these things to get people there, to attract people, to get people just engaged all together. And like, I'm not good with like, cause like. And that's the thing is like, because it's almost like when I'm at work, like when I'm at work for my job, I like people ask like, oh, do you only take cash? No, I don't only take cash. I take credit, debit, Apple Pay, Droid Pay, PayPal, and then people are like, oh, do you take Zelle? Do you take Cash App? Do you take this and that and this and that? And I'm like, oh God, I can't take them all. I'm gonna lose track. I'm gonna lose track of where my money's at. But the thing is, like, doing something like this, like having the challenge, like you want to be out there and engaging with people to attract people, get people to interact and stuff. And it's like oh, it can be time consuming. Also, you got to kind of take and pick and choose your battles too. Like Facebook, I don't really even get on Facebook anymore. Like I just even I think my last post on Facebook, I even put on there like I think I posted like to my friends and stuff. I was like, why am I even still on this piece of shit? Just go follow me on Twitter. Like, cause Twitter's simple. I go in there, you got your 140, no, just 140 characters. I go in there, post my little thing, that's it. See somebody's post, interact with it, that's it. That's it. Just kind of just little interactions here and there. Facebook, it's like, people do the Instagram and stuff. You know what Instagram's for? Posting pictures of your food or your booty. So I post or your boobies, but I post pictures of my food and my comics sometimes. But I don't do it enough, and that's the thing is like I know I need to get better at that kind of stuff too. And that, like I said, that's where the laziness comes. It's not like I'm lazy, but like doing some of those things is I need to do some of that stuff for my business too, because I have a business and it is here local, and I need to get more word and some of that kind of stuff out there where so many people, especially the business that I do, people interact for that kind of shit more on their phones and online anyway. And yeah, man, it's man, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I do too much. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like I do so much, and we all kind of feel like that. I'm like, damn, I do so much. But then I also kind of feel like that's why I do all the things that I do. So I stay busy. So I'm not bored. I don't really have any reason to be bored. But then sometimes, and that's the tricky thing about with the social media stuff though, is like, you think like, oh, I'm bored. I'll go interact with this. I'll go socialize on social media, and it couldn't be farther from the truth, right? Yeah. Anyway, I'm probably getting a little too deep here. Yeah, we should do more watch parties on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. And that's something I've been thinking about here anyway. Like I'd like to do some more like watch parties and stuff for like the viewers. But also one of the other things I want to do, and let me know how you guys feel about that. If you guys are watching this right now or whatnot. One of the other things I want to do and talk about is because it's something that I'm into. Is I want to start talking a little bit, and it's not going to be like overwhelming kind of stuff. Is a little bit more about like health and fitness because it's something I'm really into. Being a cyclist and working out and all that shit. Something I'm really into, but I don't want to do it in the way where I'm like being preachy and you're going to come here and you're just going to find a whole bunch of videos about eat this and eat that and la 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 la. It's like I want to do more stuff kind of focusing on some of that kind of stuff, but just general stuff. Because like even my man Mike Porter has been going, has had some health complications and stuff as well. And I really do think, and I watch a lot of videos about that, but I think there's a lot of little things that we can do, that a person can do to improve their health or improve their situation and stuff like that. And you just don't think about it. And maybe not everybody, like if you're a nerd here hanging out like on my channel or like with all our friends over at the Den of Nerds, you're probably not watching all the same shit I am. You might not be watching high intensity health. You might not be watching Tom Bilyeu's channel. You might not be watching all these different doctors and shit, learning about all these different, and you probably don't want to, right? Because a lot of it can be like, and just point you to a video and be like, and that's one of the things is I'm creating a playlist here on the channel where I can direct you to videos that I really think help for channel members that I really think help with fitness and health. And when I say health, I mean like a lot of health stuff, like mental health, physical health, all aspects of health go hand in hand. And I want to talk about some of that kind of stuff just through my own experiences. And I know that's one of the shows I wanted to start here too, was doing interviews, kind of like we did with Gray the other day. Because I need to get Nerd Theory started back up. I want to get this the music show going back on too, where we kind of copied like Adam's thing with a Debate 8. I want to get that started again too. But I also want to do the health thing where we reach out to other people, because I've had other people talk about transformations, like what they've gone through. Because 11 years ago I was like 260 pounds plus. I was you know, and I wasn't always that way up to that point. It's just like that was kind of like the bottom point. Like, Jesus Christ, fucking, I'm like almost 270 pounds. Like, god dang, man. Like, seriously? And the thing is if I can do it, believe me, I grew up being a chubby kid out in the Midwest. If I can do it, fucking anybody can do it. And I did it through the simplest things. Not through putting in all the, like, I believe me when I say I read a lot of books. I've done a lot of different things within this stuff. I'm telling you, like, I know my shit when it comes to that. But I also know that it doesn't take all that. You know, it takes just somebody to tell it to you straight and tell you the little things. You know, break it down to the simple stuff, right? Start at level 1, which is where you should start at anyway. Anyway. Where'd the mushrooms come from? What's the mushrooms? Oh, Dixie's subscribed to my channel. Yeah, but yeah, we should do more watch parties. And like me, I'm into horror, man. I love some. I was thinking about that the other day too. Would love to like do some watch parties with like some horror movies and stuff. Yeah. If I can ask what your field of work. Oh, well, I sell snacks. Like nuts, trail mixes, candies, chocolates, beef jerky. You can check in the links down below. But I go around here in my local community and I just sell snacks. I'm like a mobile snack store, pretty much. Mobile snack store. Yeah. That's pretty much it. It's pretty laid back. I love it. People are happy to see me when they see me, you know? Schizophilum commune? What are you talking about? Jason says social media is a joke. Yeah, it is. I'm in for mental health, in for health and fitness stuff. All right, for sure. Social media? Where? When? Why? When? Then? How? Now? Wait. Lynn, that's funny. Best Scar Batman Obi-Wan says, I like where you're going with this trend. Could be what sets you apart as well. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Well, that's something I was talking about the other day too. Is like, in my stream the other day, is like it's hard to talk about. Like, it's not hard to talk about comics. I can reach out to anybody and talk about comic books. Like I was saying the other day, me, Dylan, and Chris used to get together on Saturdays and talking bullshit about comic books and stuff like that. But like the other thing is, like, me, like a lot of people who read like a lot of the books that I read, they're not into like all the crowdfunding and stuff and all that stuff. You know, because it's always like they don't, like, a lot of people don't do the crowdfunding stuff, and a lot of people who do a lot of the crowdfunding stuff don't read a whole lot of this other stuff. You know why? Because crowdfunding is fucking expensive. But like, it's like this whole, like, it's just this whole weird thing. It's like, like, you know, like, and I think that's where I'm kind of finding out. I was like, that's why I kind of been kicking around, like, man, like, where, like, with my comic content and stuff, where am I at? Like, what do I need to do to be different? Because like, I don't want to do all of this stupid, you know, like, I don't know. And that's the thing, because I like a range of content, but like finding it and fitting it to my particular style. Yeah. Just like you're saying. Yeah. Yep, I need to put the donut down. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, it's not necessarily that. Like, I don't like to demonize stuff. But one thing I will say is, like, processed food, any processed food, just not good. But that's not to say that you can't have it or that you shouldn't have. I mean, you shouldn't. That's not to say you can't have it. You want to have a couple donuts. You know what? Here's the one thing I'll say. You could boil it down to this almost any time. Nutrient timing. That's all you can boil. You can boil it down to that anytime. Like, in order to have those 2 donuts, those 3 donuts, what do you have to do to earn those? Right? And in most cases, it can't just be a workout. It's got to be like, okay, can I go 1 month eating clean? You know, little stuff. But then also, when it is that little stuff and you want to have those donuts after you've been good that whole month, you also want to make sure you do it like after a workout. So your body takes and uses up all those things that are inside it as much as it can. 2 years ago, I was one fat person. 1 year ago, I was skinny, and now I'm fit. There you go. That works. Anyway, guys, man, see, look, we've gone a half hour longer than I said I was going to. I was going to end like however long ago, and here we are. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here tonight. Thank you for being subscribed to the channel. Thank you all to all the channel members and everybody. And again, Patricia, I will get that put on there. It'll be on there by tomorrow. We'll get that updated. But you all have a very good day, and we'll see you all in the next video. Later.